Hi, you're listening to the My Body, My Story podcast.
Now I would like to see people become more accountable for their health and wellness. So that's a bit of a mission. I'm a bit passionate about the age group of 15 to 25.
This is the 45 over 45 chapter where we celebrate rule breakers and role models, the women who inspire us to live life our way and to show their sensuality, beauty, soul, and true essence. Here, we talk about what it's like to be 45 plus, adjusting to the changes that come with time, and we listen to the stories of our participants. If you have an interesting story, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us at info@alexandrawalker.com. That's Alexandra spelt with a K-S. Or visit our website, alexandrawalker.com.
Hello everyone and welcome to My Body, My Story project. Today with us Diana in the studio, and while she's sitting in the makeup chair and Chitra is doing makeup for her, I'll be asking her a few questions. Hi Diana.
Hi.
Welcome to the studio, welcome to the project, and let's start and tell us 10 facts about yourself.
Well, hi there, my name's Diana and I'm 57 and I was born in Sydney, Australia. And interestingly, a lot of people think that I do come from somewhere else. Not sure, I must have a little twang in my accent or something, but no, full Australian. And I have 3 wonderful daughters that are just absolutely everything to me, really. And we've shared a lot of experiences together.
How old they are?
One is, the eldest is 29.
Oh, so then in their 20s.
They're adults, yeah, they're all adult children. And
you share a lot.
Oh yeah, together we have shared a lot of experiences, which has been fantastic. I tried to expose them to as much as I could to enhance their lives, and fortunately it enhanced mine as well.
I'm intrigued. What was your best experience?
In 2013, we all travelled to Hungary, and I was the Australian juniors coach, and we all became world champions together. So that was pretty exciting. But they've created their own accolades as well, which is good.
So you went to Budapest?
Yes. That would be probably my favourite city. I love Hungary. It's very beautiful, and I love the Hilton on the hill is like the most magical fairy tale castle I've stayed in, really. We had some fun there as well in Slovenia and Slovakia, climbing up the high Tetras and really connecting with nature, which I found very beneficial. And I think they did now that they're a bit older as well. Mind you, that a lot of the time when we were walking, they wanted to be at the shops. So.
Did you travel by car between these countries?
Oh, yes, we did. And but so I've spent most of my life in the fitness industry and working towards wellness, and that is really something I'm incredibly passionate about. I, in 2018, travelled to the North Pole on a boat. I spent 7 months at sea and raised a flag for Planet Earth, which was to unite all of our nations together.
Oh, wow.
But for me, it was quite important to raise awareness with regard to health and inspire the rest of the world towards greater health. So I'm had a fabulous time doing that, and I guess now I think soon after then we had COVID, and I think actually that has been a bit fortunate because a lot of people have become much more aware, and they've spent more time in nature and getting connected with themselves, which is a good thing. Now I would like to see people become more accountable for their health and wellness. So that's a bit of a mission. I'm a bit passionate about the age group of 15 to 25. That's broad, but that would be where I think a lot of the grounding starts for developing wellness for the rest of your life. So that's a pretty important age group to me. Yeah, so I've worked for myself. I have a business, Body Basics Personal Training, and that's how I brought up 3 children, and now I work in the marine industry.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Skipper boats on the harbour, which is also fun. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's about me in a nutshell.
Wow, sounds very exciting. So what about this North Pole trip? Did you go with a group of people? Like, how did you get there? Like...
Oh yes, we left from Majuro, which is where I met the vessel, and there were 22 people from 10 different nationalities, and that included 2 children. The captain's children were 5 and 7 at that time. So I have a bachelor's degree in PDHPE, and I did do some teaching for the children, along with one of the other gentlemen on the vessel.
Yeah.
So
how long it took the trip?
Well, I was at sea for 7 months. I mean, we stopped in port as well, but the whole trip from Majuro across the Northwest Passage, so across the top of Alaska and Canada and into the US, and then across to Greenland, and then finished in Amsterdam. I saw some of the most beautiful scenery ever. It was,
I can imagine.
yeah, very spectacular in many areas. Crossing the Bellot Strait was the most treacherous part, and we had to wonder at some point whether we would actually make it out. But
was it dangerous?
But it was very dangerous. Apparently, on the trip, somebody said that more people have climbed Mount Everest than completed the Northwest Passage.
Oh, that was inspiring.
Because actually we were the only vessel that made it in 2018. There were, I think, 49 vessels turned away from each direction. So we literally were very lucky to make it across.
What is the main reason why they cannot go through?
Oh, the main reason is because the passage doesn't open up, so it's heavily iced in, and it just doesn't open. A week before, there was a vessel going from east to west, and they sank. They had to be rescued. So there were some
dangerous,
scary times that we experienced, and so much ice that you just really have to be careful not to hit it, obviously, because that's going to damage your vessel. So, yeah, quite an experience. Fabulous captain, though. I felt very safe with Captain Clemens from Germany.
Yeah, that's a very interesting story. Wow.
Oh, so one more interesting fact. So now I just ride my motorbike everywhere. I don't have a car at the moment. So
is it like a first time you started riding motorbike, or?
No, I did ride when I was in my 20s, but
you just
now it's
back to
full time, full time on the bike now. So that's a little bit different, and I find it hard to travel with my surf ski.
Yeah, so that's true. Okay, that's really interesting story. We didn't have anyone yet who traveled to North Pole, and you know Did I get it right? North Pole?
Yeah, north, not the south. Most people go to Antarctica, but this was up north. I mean, our mission was to get right to the North Pole. We couldn't get any further north than we did, but it was fairly close to the North Pole.
That's really wow story. Okay, let's talk, because you are in the fitness industry and you probably know about this subject more than anybody else, about body and aging. And the first question I want to ask is, what does aging means to you?
Aging to me means, well, it just is. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, and I don't really think about it too much. I am still able to do all the things that I want to do, and that's always going to be important to me. So I don't really. I try not to consider aging too much, even though it just happens in the background.
But do you feel any changes in your body with age, or like something which indicates that you are aging?
Something that indicates that I'm aging. Well, I guess I look older. I've got a few more wrinkles. My skin is is dry, but I've always had dry skin. So yeah, no, I guess I can see a few grey hairs coming through, but that's just, I try to maintain as natural an outlook as possible. So
so it's more of a look, not the how you feel. Like you feel great.
Oh yes, I feel great, and no, I don't really feel older.
That's great. That's great. Super. So, but if you could go back to any age, what it would be and why?
Yeah, I thought about this. I probably would go back to 19, and I think I liked that age. It's sort of where it all starts, and I can just start again. So if I keep going back to 19, then I just keep starting again. So,
but what advice would you give yourself at this age?
Oh, to be much more confident, and just to trust myself more, and you know, keep having fun with it. Don't doubt what you're doing quite so much. It doesn't just do whatever you want. Yeah. And live.
That's a good advice. Just live.
Yes.
So if your body could talk, what do you think it would ask or tell you?
My body talks all the time, and I think more importantly is that we listen. And so yeah, I do spend time listening to my body, and it does talk. Everybody's body talks to them, and so it's important to listen to what it's saying and then act on it. So there's a message there. Most times, if you look a bit more deeply, then you'll get a message, and then you can take effective action.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you think are the main causes of body image issues?
I think it starts quite early. So it you know, it could come in the household, it could come from friends, but I guess ultimately it comes from the advertising and the impact that's coming from magazines, social media, television, you know, what people are seeing and what they're reading as they're starting to develop, and the amount of comfort that they have as they're developing, because it's important to understand that your body is going to change, and the more comfortable you can be with those changes rather than trying to change what is changing, then that's going to be how you're feeling more comfortable and accepting your body making the differences.
So you mentioned that you work or like working with the age group of 15 to 22 or 22.
Yeah, about 25
So
or something.
what do you think their main? Have you noticed any like a major issue they're experiencing, or like this age group, like the young ones, when?
Yeah, I think they're definitely starting way too young to think that they can change themselves with less natural behaviours. So rather than accepting who they are and going deep within and realising that they're special no matter what, but they're also trying to, and it's very acceptable now to change yourself, artificially. And I think more and more young people are doing that rather than accepting themselves without those changes. It's sort of a new age that is very acceptable to everyone, but actually it's not really very acceptable, because later on in life those changes that you've made, if they're quite substantial artificially, they're going to have an impact on your body, and you're still going to have to at some point accept now that you changed your natural state. You know, we're all gifted with the hair color, the eyes, the look that we are born with and develops. And the more natural or more accepting that you can be of your own self, then that means that you will, I think, age more effectively and accept yourself more and more.
Yeah, I agree with you. But what do you think is the solution for them? Because that's going to take them another 20 years until they reach this state of mind that they don't care about others' opinion, or they're accepting themselves more. But what can they do at that age, at 15, 25, like when they start having like this kind of doubts or body issues, like what's the best advice for them?
I think really they can, there's a few things. I think it's at that time that it's important to start working on your health and working on your wellness, which I don't like to harp on it, fitness, but you have the opportunity when you're young to bounce back and to push yourself a little bit further in many areas. So, maybe rather than giving in quite so soon, believe a little bit more in yourself and find the strength from within rather than giving up quite so soon. And then if you give up for too long, then it almost becomes overwhelming and you find yourself in a space where everything is now way harder. So I think as you start to see some changes happening, you can create the self that you want to be from an early age. And be kinder to each other, be kinder to your friends, because actually we're all going through the same thing at that age. But oftentimes it's your friends that are less nice than you would like them to be.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes like your reference group, just the cause of most of your insecurities or other way support. They are the one who's supposed to support you. Sometimes the biggest cause of your insecurities. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Maybe unwillingly, not like deliberately.
Oh yes. I mean, it becomes like a joke, but then when you're young and impressionable, everything isn't a joke. Sometimes it goes a little deeper. So you might laugh on the surface, but then actually, oh my gosh, my friend actually said that. Like, yeah.
And do you believe that negative body image can affect relationships?
Yes, I do. I think it can come not only, you know, whenever you don't feel good enough about yourself, even if you don't feel as affluent as your friend, then all of those things can come together to affect a relationship. So really that comes again to looking deep within and accepting yourself, so that you realise that we're all really the same. We're all born from this tiny little seed, and it's all of our behaviours are learned and experienced. So, you know, choosing some of your experiences can allow the changes that you want to happen. Yeah, I think it does affect relationships, though.
So, if you have any, or sometimes we all have at least once in a lifetime, some body-related insecurities, how do you overcome them when they come up?
Well, I've tried to know myself in a very in-depth way. So by understanding your body more and more, then you can see the changes, but you can also go within and make changes if you want to. So I think that does come by knowing yourself very well, you know, knowing how you're going to behave in a situation, knowing that if you wear a certain outfit, it's going to, you know, draw this type of attention, you know, even how you want to feel at that occasion, it does make a difference what you're wearing to that occasion. So I think getting to know yourself is the most important thing that you can do, and the more you know yourself from an earlier age, and how clothes feel on you, how you feel about yourself, how you feel like you fit into that situation, or how you look, I think that makes a very big difference.
It's a very good observation. So, and I know you're in a great shape, and probably you don't have that many issues with that, but still sometimes it like, even we feel, oh, okay, I need to get rid of 500 grams or something. So do you have ways to bring yourself into the body shape you want? And my other part of this question, has it changed with age, those ways?
Oh yes, definitely. Yes, there was a time when I wanted to be fitter and stronger, so then you do more to make yourself be that by working harder or whatever. Mostly I like having fun, so, and fortunately for me, exercise is fun, so I don't mind doing it or working hard. But I actually have been so fit in the past that I realised that I was less healthy than I wanted to be. So I have actively had to do less exercise over the years so that I would be more healthy. I think that there is a time when you have to realise that
Just cool
the
down.
right amount of exercise is necessary for your body, your time of life, the experiences that you're looking to have. So that, yeah, I've had to make some changes.
So sometimes you need less exercise than you used to do. Like if you were very active physically in the younger age, then when you're getting older, you have to be more gentle on yourself and, you know, reduce the amount of stress to your body.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely.
So my last question and favorite one. What's your favorite quote about being a woman? Or maybe it's a saying or your thoughts about being a woman.
I actually love being a woman. I love the feminine aspects of me. I feel quite feminine on occasion, and I also love my ability and capability. So there's some strength that comes with that, and it can be physical, but it also is mental and emotional strength. So I like to find a balance in each of that, so that then I can feel whole and complete as a person. So I like to think that I have masculine and feminine energy, and then I can balance it out.
Yeah, and then
in
balance.
The situation. Yeah.
Yin and yang.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Diane. Thank you very much for joining the conversation and for signing up for the project. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the day in your photo shoot. And that's it.
I'm sure I will. Thank you very much.
If you have an interesting story, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us at info@alexandrawalker.com. That's Alexandra spelt with a KS. Or visit our website, alexandrawalker.com.